Success is not a matter of luck, it is a matter of discipline. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for, to huddle under the blankets and stay warm?'" This isn't just an ancient quote, it's a timeless call to action. In a world overflowing with distractions and instant gratification, the ability to command yourself, to be disciplined, is more than a virtue, it's a superpower. Today, we delve into the ancient wisdom of the Stoics to break down the 7 secrets to building unbreakable self-discipline and forging an unstoppable mind. The journey to an unbreakable will begins not with a grand gesture, but with the first conscious decision you make each day. This brings us to Rule 1. When the morning. Discipline starts the moment you wake up, in that quiet, personal battle between your higher self and your base desires. When your alarm clock sounds, it is a call to arms. The desire to hit the snooze button, to retreat back into the warmth and comfort of your bed for just a few more minutes, is your first test of the day. The Stoics understood that this small act of indulgence is a crack in the foundation of your resolve. By choosing to rise immediately, you are making a powerful statement. You are asserting that your purpose is more important than your comfort. Overcoming that first desire to stay in bed sets a powerful precedent, a tone of victory and control that will resonate through your entire day. You are not a slave to your fleeting feelings. You are the master of your actions. Winning this first battle gives you the momentum to face the larger challenges ahead. With the momentum of the morning on your side, you must then turn your attention to the most significant challenges that await. This leads to Rule 2. Do the hard thing first. We all have that one task on our to-do list that looms over us, the one we dread, the one we procrastinate on. It might be a difficult conversation, a complex project, or a grueling workout. Our natural tendency is to push it aside, to chip away at smaller, easier tasks to create the illusion of productivity. But the Stoics teach a different approach. They would argue that you must attack your most difficult task first, while your mind is fresh from rest and your resolve is at its peak. This concept, often called eating the frog, ensures that you dedicate your best energy to what matters most. By tackling the hardest challenge head-on, you not only make significant progress on your most important goals, but you also lift a tremendous psychological weight off your shoulders. The rest of the day feels lighter, easier. Every other task seems manageable in comparison. This practice builds incredible mental fortitude, training you to confront obstacles rather than avoid them. The path to self-mastery is not a sprint. It is a marathon built from countless small steps. This is the essence of Rule 3. Small wins lead to big victories. In our ambition, we often fixate on the monumental end goal, writing the book, building the business, achieving peak physical fitness. This grand vision can be so intimidating that it paralyzes us into inaction. The Stoics knew that you don't build a cathedral in a single day. You lay one brick at a time, and you focus on laying that single brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. The same principle applies to building discipline. Instead of trying to transform your entire life overnight, focus on the small, manageable habits. Commit to reading one page of a book, doing one push-up, or meditating for 1 minute. Each time you follow through on these tiny commitments, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. These small wins accumulate, creating a positive feedback loop that builds momentum and self-belief. Over time, these seemingly insignificant actions compound into massive, life-altering transformations. A cathedral of discipline is built not by wishing, but by the patient, daily act of laying one perfect brick after another. Growth and comfort are fundamentally incompatible. To forge a will of iron, you must be willing to step outside your zone of comfort. This brings us to Rule 4. Embrace discomfort. The modern world is engineered for ease. We have temperature-controlled homes, food delivered to our door, and entertainment on demand. While these conveniences are pleasant, they can soften our resolve and make us fragile. The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship to inoculate themselves against the inevitable discomforts of life. Seneca would often live as if he were poor, eating simple food and wearing basic clothing, to remind himself that happiness was not dependent on luxury. You can apply this principle in your own life. Occasionally, take a cold shower instead of a hot one. Fast for a day or skip a meal. Choose to walk or bike instead of drive. By intentionally and safely exposing yourself to minor physical and mental stressors, you expand your capacity to endure. You prove to yourself that you can handle hardship. If you can control your body's primal reactions to cold, hunger, and exertion, you gain a profound sense of control over your entire life. You learn that you are far more resilient than you believe. In the quest for self-improvement, many of us fall into a common trap. We wait for the right feeling to strike before we take action. This is a fatal error, which leads us to Rule 5. Stop seeking motivation. Motivation is a fickle and unreliable emotion. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you wake up feeling energized and ready to conquer the world. On other days, you feel apathetic and drained. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will achieve very little. Discipline, however, is a different beast entirely. Discipline is a commitment, a system. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It's showing up to the gym when you're tired. It's writing your chapter when you feel uninspired. It's choosing the healthy meal when you crave junk food. The Stoics understood that action precedes feeling. You don't wait to feel good to act. You act, and then you feel good as a result of your accomplishment. Relying on motivation is like building your house on sand. Building your life on discipline is like building it on solid rock. It is the engine that will carry you forward long after the fleeting feeling of motivation has faded. Our focus is our most precious resource, yet we squander it on 1,000 trivialities. To build true discipline, you must protect your attention fiercely. This is the core of Rule 6, eliminate distractions. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself to question his actions, asking, "Is this essential?" Much of what we do, what we worry about, and what we consume is completely unnecessary. It does not contribute to our goals or our well-being. It merely distracts us from the path we ought to be on. In the 21st century, this challenge is greater than ever. Our phones buzz with notifications, social media feeds offer an endless scroll of novelty, and breaking news cycles demand our constant attention. To be disciplined is to be ruthless in cutting out the non-essential. Turn off your notifications. Set specific times to check email and social media. Learn to say no to requests that don't align with your priorities. Every ounce of energy you spend on a distraction is an ounce of energy you cannot spend on your purpose. Focus is the fuel of discipline. By creating an environment free of clutter and distraction, you create the space necessary for deep work and meaningful progress. The final pillar of Stoic discipline is the practice of constant self-evaluation. It is not enough to simply act. You must reflect on those actions to improve. This is Rule 7. Be your own judge. At the end of each day, the Stoics would conduct a personal review. They would take a few quiet moments to look back on their day, not with harsh judgment, but with honest curiosity. They would ask themselves questions like, what did I do wrong today? What did I do right? What virtue did I practice? Where did I fall short of my own principles? This daily audit is not about shaming yourself for your failures. It is about cultivating self-awareness, which is the absolute foundation of self-mastery. You cannot fix a flaw you are not aware of. By reviewing your actions, you identify your patterns, your weaknesses, and your triggers. You see where you succeeded and can reinforce that behavior. You see where you failed and can create a strategy to do better tomorrow. This simple habit turns every day into a lesson, ensuring that you are constantly learning, adapting, and growing stronger. Discipline is not a punishment you inflict upon yourself. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. It is the bridge between the person you are today and the person you are capable of becoming. It is the force that transforms your goals from mere dreams into tangible reality. Discipline is the highest form of self-love because it is the promise you make to yourself to pursue your own potential, no matter how difficult the path. The principles of the Stoics are not just ancient philosophy. They are a practical, timeless blueprint for taking control of your life. If you're ready to stop being a passenger and start being the driver of your own destiny, if you're ready to take control, comment, "I am disciplined" below. This is not just a comment. It's a declaration of intent to yourself and to the world. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss episode 4, where we will explore how to conquer your fears.